are you doing over there, Carla Marie?
Cleaning my microphone.
I wish everyone saw what just happened like 2 seconds before the mic turned on. So these things pop off, and Carla Marie started playing like hot potato with hers.
Yeah, it started bouncing everywhere.
So, welcome back to the Carla Marie and Anthony show here on Twitch. Welcome to the year 2023.
It's funny, on Sunday at the Seahawks game, I kept saying it doesn't feel like a new year. And I think it wasn't going to feel like a new year until we did this.
Yeah, I agree. And for a lot of people, this is the first day back. First day back in school. I know a lot of people yesterday when I posted that the morning show podcast was coming back, a lot of people were saying it was perfect timing because that was their first day back as a teacher or a nurse or whatever.
Yeah.
So to everyone who is beginning their year today on the 3rd, welcome. I don't know what we've been doing for the past 2 days.
It was nice, though. There's nothing worse than having to like go back to work on like the 2nd. I love like when New Year's Day falls on a Friday. It's the best.
Yeah, because usually people are at least going out to some extent or at least staying up till midnight on New Year's Eve. So it's nice to have that day as a buffer and then another day as well. Because you're still recovering on the 1st.
And here we are.
So a couple things we're going to talk about today. We will put that list up there. But before we do that, Carla Marie, I know you are sitting there with your phone scrolling.
I know I was looking to shout someone out, and I can't find their username.
Well, looks
no,
like
it was a very nice message. It's I think it's L.E. Ellen. She it's her first day back to work today after 2 months from losing her son.
Oh, wow.
And she said that she's so excited to be able to come home from work and watch us on YouTube because she can't watch live. And she was like, I'm just so happy you're starting today.
Yeah.
And I'm
sure after something like that, it's hard to get back in a rhythm.
I literally said the same thing to her. So I said, we'll be there for you, waiting for you when you get home from work. So in the future, here we are. I'm sorry.
Here we are.
I'm sorry I'm missing your username because Instagram is the worst with DMs.
Instagram DMs are sometimes
it's just absurd.
Especially when you get a lot of them, as both of us do. It is very hard to keep track of them.
It's driving me nuts.
And then when you go to search, because there are certain people that I know have messaged or keywords I can search, but it doesn't search past like 30 days or something.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, every once in a while, I'll get through messages that are like new messages. And what'll happen is this random message will pop up in the bottom. And it's a message from like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what do you... And then I'll read another one that's newer, and then another one. And it's weird because they're all either during when we got let go or when we announced that we were dating. It's almost like there's this backlog of them waiting to merge when I read a new message. And I'm like, hi, I know it's been 2 years. I'm so sorry I missed this.
So let's focus on what we got. Let's focus on the task at hand, Carla Marie.
Okay.
We got shots.
We do.
So let's do that.
So Seattle Cocktail Club has given us a new pre-mixed shooter recipe on their website.
So what's in the bottle?
This is the woo-woo.
For the hype train?
No. Oh. Inspired by all the wooing during New Year's Eve.
Okay.
Okay. So we have Tito's, peach schnapps, cranberry juice, and we're going to have a lime wedge at the end. So we're going to do it like a tequila shot.
Oh, cool.
Cool.
Peach schnapps, cranberry juice, and vodka. That's interesting. I like it.
So much for dry January.
I do love me some peach. Peach-flavored things are always fun.
Is anyone doing dry January? I'm doing like a damp January. Talking to Eric Cachet about this.
A moist January?
She's also doing damp January.
Which means what?
You don't like just have a glass of wine. Our friend Colleen's doing the same. We're holding each other accountable. You don't just have like a glass of wine because you're out at lunch. Erica's like, I have a weekend event or a date, that's what I'm having to drink.
You know, that's something that I can get down with, mainly because one of the things we realized when we first moved to Seattle, which is now almost 7 years ago, is we would be going out on these like work lunches or people would take us out to like get to know us.
Well, and when we first moved here, we didn't have places to live. We didn't go grocery shopping. We would just, every meal we were dining out.
Yeah. And what happened was we would have a drink at all these random meals, 1, 2, 3 drinks, whatever, but not enough to like make a difference. You know what I mean?
I mean, it made a difference in my face.
And that was the thing. We realized that after that, like both of us were kind of out of it, weren't feeling as great,
Cloudy.
gained a little bit of weight. And it was all of the random drinks. It wasn't the nights of actually going out.
No, and that's why I'm only gonna. No, I won't say that.
What?
Was a joke. Okay.
Okay.
Only gonna drink to get drunk.
Well, I mean, I don't really.
Clearly, I'm taking a shower right now and I'm not getting drunk. Drink responsibly. That was a joke.
Other than this stream, where we actually do just take a shot and move on, I really don't casually drink.
Every once in a while, I'm like, I want wine at home. I know you don't.
Very rarely.
I know, but I am gonna save it for, I think, just weekends.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I'm gonna have a reason unless I go to happy hour with a friend.
Well, this weekend I'm going down to Vegas.
Yeah, not the weekend to do that.
So I will not be casually drinking when I go out in Vegas.
What are you gonna do?
Aggressively drink when I go out in Vegas.
Drink responsibly.
California sober? What is that? Apparently my brother said that in the chat.
No, he said, "What is California sober?"
No, I think people were asking him.
No, he said, "What is California sober?"
Oh man, we are super backed up on the chat.
Cali sober means you drink but don't overdo it.
Do people in California not get drunk?
But I feel like that's the problem. It's when you casually drink.
It's really just like anything. It's when you do it consistently, when you don't know how to stop yourself, that's when it becomes a problem. Couple things we're going to talk about as Carla Marie takes forever to make this drink. We got the holiday recap, obviously best Christmas gifts that we've received. You can obviously jump in on that as well. Tips for tackling your fitness resolution. Now, these are tips from me because I know a lot of people.
For you or from you?
From me. I know a lot of people, just like every year, will start some fitness resolution, some weight loss journey, some health goal. So here are some tips to make that easier for you.
New year, new you.
Our resolutions, the ones that we have set for ourselves, and the Morning Show podcast is back. Mm-hmm. So if you haven't listened to it yet, the Morning Show podcast should be available wherever you listen to podcasts.
Yes.
Carla Marie, ready for the shot?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Cheers to you, Carla Marie. Cheers to everyone who supported the stream today and got us through Hype Train level 7. Thank you.
Why'd you take that? Like I was giving you communion.
Hmm?
You took that like I was giving you communion.
I just put my hand out. What are you talking about? Cheers.
Oh.
That's really good.
Mm.
The lime is the only reason I'm making that face right now.
Should I not do it? Yo, why do we got to do the lime part? Everything else was great.
I don't know. Look at all those shots on the screen.
Whoa.
All those shot glasses. Thank you very much to everyone who is basically spamming the emote. We are going to have new emotes, by the way, on Thursday. You good? Did you not take your allergy medicine yesterday?
I did.
Oh, wow.
Every day is my life.
Every day is your life.
This is my life, I said.
So, first on the list, Carla Marie, your holiday recap. What was the biggest thing for you?
Oh, man. Well, I'd say the coolest, craziest, biggest gift I got was an e-bike from my brother.
That is
I still have to go pick it out, which is also wild. He's like, yeah, just get whatever you want.
Yeah, so he didn't buy you a specific bike. He just said, go buy yourself a bike and he'll pay for it.
And he knows better because I'm too short and I have to get basically a child's bike. So it'll be very exciting. We're going this week. We're going to go to Greg Cycles, I believe.
Where's that?
Green Lake.
Okay.
And I'm going to pick out a bike, and I can't wait to cruise.
You're like a 6-year-old with
so
a bike for Christmas.
It's so exciting.
A 6-year-old from like the 50s. But do kids get bikes for Christmas anymore?
Yeah.
Do they even care?
Yes, they do.
Or do they get those the hoverboards, which never actually hovered?
I
You know
think
what I'm talking
they get
about?
all the things.
Remember those things?
But to be honest, I'm very easy to please. Like, my niece got me these black boots that I really wanted. I'm very excited. My sister got me tickets to go. The two of us are going to see Blink-182 at MSG in May. Very excited about that. But she also got me a Stanley water bottle and didn't forgot, like, it got delivered late, so she FaceTimed me a few days ago and was like, "Oh, I also got you this," and I started screaming.
Now, what is such a big deal with Stanley water bottles? Because I know a lot of people are like very high on these.
The aesthetic.
It's just the colors?
They're so pretty.
Okay,
So pretty. Oh, you better get the right one.
I will.
And all the
Stanley.
Instagram influencers have it. It's like in their photos with their cute high socks. Can't wait to take
Which one? Show me.
That's not even the right one.
This
but
one?
The middle one, I would say, this is similar to mine.
This thing.
Mine has more colors to it.
Let me pick a different color so it pops a little more. Whereas,
No, because then it's not the aesthetic.
Oh, so you want this one?
Yeah.
This is so stupid.
That's not Can you go to the official Stanley site and not
Okay.
Amazon? They don't release them. to Amazon.
StanleySteamer.com.
Oh my God, I saw a TikTok of a girl who asked for a Stanley cup for Christmas and her family didn't know what it was, so they got her a mug that is the Stanley Cup. I was dying.
What is the Stanley Cup?
Like the NHL Stanley Cup.
Oh, that's actually amazing.
And
I would have just gotten her a cup that said Stanley on it. So cups or water bottles? What am I looking for here?
And it's got a straw. It's hot and cold. I mean,
this is like when Yeti took off.
that's it. That one, middle one.
This one.
Yeah, the cream.
Okay. So this is the one.
Can you go to the cream one? Oh, that's a nice one too.
I'll put this one because it pops more on the screen. So where is?
Tell you what. This would, like, a Yeti must have spent so much secret money into getting influencers to use it. Not Yeti, sorry, Stanley. That I think that, like, brands that are just great, but they're just not, it should start doing this. Like LL Bean. Like, let's make LL Bean cool again.
When was LL Bean cool?
Exactly.
Was it cool? This is a serious question.
I think it depends where.
Because there were like some kids in my high school that wore LL Bean stuff, but I'm pretty sure their parents they didn't ask for it.
No, we just had Ed Hardy in New Jersey. We definitely did not have people wearing LL Bean.
Well, it's not letting me add a source now. So all of that, I searched that whole stupid thing.
Anyway, so my sister got me the Stanley Cup, and I freaked out. All my family really did great. My mom got me some Bombas socks, which I think are extremely overpriced, but they are really amazing socks, so I'm very excited about that. I mean, my parents got me Bombas socks.
What'd you say?
My mom. Oh. What else? I really did great this year. I got awesome gifts. I was able to fly back with everything. I didn't have to mail anything back. It was a huge success.
That is a big deal.
Yeah. What else did I get?
I'm trying to see.
Your brother
that's
Justin
not
and
what it
his
is, yeah.
fiance Rihanna got me a Catopoly board game. So we have to play that. You can get fleas in the board game.
So there are so many different types of Monopoly. And I wonder how many of them are actually like legal.
Well,
Like, does Milton Bradley just have to go out every year and start suing people who are making these different types of Monopoly games?
is it Milton Bradley or Hasbro?
I don't know.
Also, that means Monopoly's not a monopoly.
Oh, true. All right. Give me 1
I got
second.
the first zinger of the year.
That's a zinger.
Got you, Monopoly. Are you still doing this?
I don't know.
People could have Googled it by now.
Yeah, I'm really annoyed at everything right now.
So that's live, just to Stanley on
Yeah.
our faces.
Nothing's working, guys. So some things don't change.
Okay.
Because this is what we dealt with at the end of last year, although the camera now is working.
Ooh, Vicky Vitz has a knockoff Stanley Cup from Costco that's teal, and she's got her teal You Look Great decal on it, and it looks very cool.
You know what I'm going to do? Give me 1 second.
Black, pink screen, and you're small.
No, I think we should be back to normal once this all catches up. Yeah,
Where are you
Jen
going?
said she saw the cup.
You gotta talk
it was
about your
cute,
gifts.
and now they're back. That's what I'm going to do, but I'll be back. Just wait.
Someone's calling. Chris, good morning and Happy New Year.
Hey, good morning. Happy New Year, guys.
It's just me. Anthony is stepping out for some reason. What's going on?
I wanted to call in about the whole Monopoly thing and the license versus not
Yeah.
licensed. So, any Monopoly game that's licensed is going to call itself Monopoly. So anything that's like the word "anopoly," like Catopoly or Dogopoly or Seattleopoly, all of those are not licensed.
Okay,
And-
so if it was like Cat Monopoly, then it would be licensed by Monopoly.
Yeah, like it would be Monopoly Cat Edition or Kitten Edition, something like that. And the part of the Monopoly game that's the actual copyright are the four corners. The go, jail, free parking. Because everything else, if you look on the different editions, those change, but those are the things that are always the constant. So that's what's copyrighted.
That's crazy. Why do you know this?
I actually collect Monopoly games. I've been collecting Monopoly games for like 20 years.
So do you only collect the official Monopoly games?
No, I collect both.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is your favorite one that you have?
Let's see. My favorite ones, I have a couple of them. So my favorite, like, non-standard Monopoly game is a Looney Tunes Monopoly.
Ooh.
Because it's got like little figurines of Bugs and Daffy and all that, and
cool.
I think that's really cool.
Do you play all of them, or are they still like wrapped up? You don't like. What is the deal?
I don't play all of them. I played a bunch of them, but I have a couple that are still like in the shrink wrap and stuff that I've never played.
Are you? You're probably like the worst person to play with because you probably know the game so well.
Monopoly?
I'm not talking to you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm okay. I'm not the best Monopoly player, but yeah.
Did you know, Anthony, that Chris collects Monopoly games?
How many does he have?
Oh, yeah. How many do you have?
Oh, hold on. Let me see.
Also,
Let
I
me count
learned.
real quick.
Okay, while you count, I'll explain to him what you taught me. So if it's called something like Cat Monopoly, Disney Monopoly, then it's official Monopoly. But if it's like Disney-opoly, it's not official Monopoly.
Okay. So yours is not official?
No. Wow. So Justin Aranda got me a fake Monopoly.
You have a dupe?
Dupes are great, though. And I have one more question for Chris when he's done counting.
Okay.
Okay. What?
And then
my rough count is 26.
Wow.
I may have missed a couple, but yeah, currently 26.
What's your most valuable one, and how much is it worth?
I don't know because I haven't looked in a while.
Okay.
It might be the replica like I have a replica of the original 1935 first edition of the game. It's not an original, but it's a replica.
That's so
and it
cool.
comes like in a carrying case and stuff, so it's really kind
like
of
Jumanji?
cool
You know,
and
so
fancy.
in the chat, my brother had asked if you've ever heard of Monopoly Deal. And Monopoly Deal is a game that we just learned over vacation because my cousin Mark brought it. And it's Monopoly as a card game.
Mm-hmm.
And it goes so much faster than the actual board game, and I like it way more.
No, we're gonna.
Okay. I've heard of it. I haven't actually played it, and I don't own it, but I have heard of it before, and I've like seen it places.
If Chris doesn't own it, it's not official. All right, Chris, are there any Monopoly games that you were on the hunt for? Because, for example, Anthony and I were at Comic-Con, and we definitely saw some Monopoly games there. So maybe if we see them out, we can grab it for you, or if anyone in the chat sees it, let us know.
Or we saw some Opoly games.
Oh, maybe you're
maybe
right.
not
But
some
he has
Monopoly
both.
games.
He has both.
Okay.
Yeah, I have both. There's not anything I'm particularly on the hunt for that's hard to find. Although there is one that's like a dream purchase, but I'd have to be way richer than I am now. The Franklin Mint, who makes like really fancy collectible stuff makes a Monopoly game that's made. It's like in a box and made out of mahogany.
Oh wow!
And the little pieces are like actual gold and stuff. So if I ever won the lottery or got stupid rich, that's the one that I would like buy to celebrate that.
All right.
If they're using real Monopoly or real gold for the Monopoly pieces, do they use real money as well?
Unfortunately, no. But that would be pretty baller though if you played your Monopoly game with real.
Yeah.
Like,
I guess if
actual
you
cash.
can buy that one with the gold pieces, you can probably just use real money. Just switch it out.
True.
Right.
All right, Chris, if we ever hit the lottery, then we'll get you that.
Cool deal.
Oh, I don't even know how much it is, but I'm sure we can handle it.
You look great.
You look great.
That was a lot of fun.
Actually, that would be fun if you played Monopoly with like 1s, 5s, and 10s of your own money.
Yeah.
Would there be a nut like to not go? It's like left, right, center.
I wonder how much money you would need to put on the table.
Because there's a lot, yeah.
Because there's a lot of them.
I'm sure someone's done it. I'm sure someone's done it on TikTok.
So I want to talk about a gift.
What is in there? Oh.
So
I thought you had a wonton in there.
no, I will show. It looks kind of gross right now, but I saw this a couple months ago, and I had mentioned I was actually with you, Carla.
We were at the GNC in Renton Landing,
and they had these water bottles, like a shaker bottle, but there was no whisk or thing in it.
And we were like, no way. And the guy working there was like, no, you can even put peanut butter in it.
Yeah, he
We
was
were
like, I haven't seen it, but allegedly you can put peanut butter in this thing and it'll still blend without anything in it. You just got to shake it.
yeah. So my mom calls me and she's like, what do I get Anthony for Christmas? And what do I get him? And I was like, Mom, just get him a GNC gift card because that's where he spends all of his money because he's got to get his Jim Sabani supplements. Oh. And I said, also, there's this water bottle. Like, I think.
I'm sorry. You're the one that orders your supplements by mail from Thorne. Hey, I have to get my vegan pea, whatever.
It's not pea.
My allergy-free, gluten-free,
Okay,
whatever.
Put the list back.
I am, but because we restarted the screen, I've got to
So
reload it.
I sent my mom a link to the water bottle and she ordered it for Anthony. And I think we're about to find out if it's his most prized Christmas gift.
All right, there's the list. Perfect. So I just put water and peanut butter in here, just so that everyone
Why
can
would
see
you
it.
not put your protein in?
Because if I put the protein in it, I don't know if you'd see if
Oh.
it fully mixed.
So you just waste the peanut butter.
Yeah, 1 spoon of peanut butter. We're not in a peanut butter shortage anymore. We're only in an egg shortage now.
But it looks so disgusting.
It does.
Ugh.
It does look gross. So allegedly, and I put a lot in here. Allegedly, if you shake this for 30 seconds, the peanut butter should be gone.
There's no whisk in there,
nothing.
masher. It's just the way it's built, the way it is. Shake it in front of the camera.
Okay.
If it.
7, 8,
Why is it
9,
making me so
10, 15.
This is why you're so fit.
5,
All right. you're good.
4,
It's mixed.
3, 2, 1. It doesn't look like there's any peanut butter in there anymore.
Imagine just poured up. That's disgusting.
This
of
is
all.
just peanut
Drink
butter
it.
water.
Drink it.
I'll drink it if you drink it.
I can't. I'll die.
Oh, yeah, you're allergic to peanut butter. Drink it.
Not the
Oh,
whole
wait.
thing.
Oh, no, that was my finger. I thought there was still peanut butter in there. All right, I'll take a sip of the peanut butter water. Why not?
Please, I can't.
Why not? It's for science. What if it's really good?
I smell. No.
Yeah, you can smell it. Go. Are you going to die if you smell it, like our friend Steve?
It actually smells pretty good.
It smells like peanut butter.
I know, but recently peanut butter's been grossing me out.
Okay.
It's
Oh, it
probably
does
really
smell.
good. Peanut butter water.
It's not good.
All right. Well,
It's
we know
just-
not
I
to
mean,
bring it to market now.
It's not.
Is
It's
it-
not as terrible as it
And
sounds.
you use sink water.
Huh?
You use sink water.
Yeah, you sink water.
You know what you didn't get? The cool water bottle my brother got me. I'm going to talk about it, what's trending this week, but it's got a
I
button.
think-
You push the button and it filters the water automatically.
I think this is what's trending worthy.
All right. So I'll just do a new water bottle every day this week.
Water bottle week. You only got 3 days left.
Okay. I can do
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Is there another good water bottle? Oh,
it.
Stanley?
I did that last month.
Oh, that's right, you did. So the Heli Mix is what this brand is.
Okay.
The only thing, I think I'd like to see them make a glass one. Because my new thing for 2023 is I want to drink more out of glass. Because normally I just drink out of these things all day.
Yeah, it's not good.
And for
Plastic.
some reason, I don't drink a lot of water when I drink out of regular cups.
BPA, not good.
Well, no, this is BPA free
Oh.
according to their website.
Okay.
But this is the only version they have. There's this. There's a 24 and a 20 and a 28 ounce, but they look exactly the same, and you can change the lid colors. But
So that's your favorite.
it's definitely up there. It's definitely up there. And then on Thursday, I've got to do a demonstration of another gift that I got, and I have to explain the unique story behind it. But that's all I'm going to say for right now. Don't worry about it. But one of the things I'm trying to do this year is drink less out of plastic bottles, like even shaker bottles, because they're just plastic. What?
This is mine.
Yeah, I know. It's glass, so I'm drinking out of it. That's my new thing. I want to drink more out of glass. I'm still going to use the shaker bottles for when I'm actually like mixing up pre-workout or protein or something, but it's usually 8 ounces. Shake it, done. Back onto the.
They're going to take that to the gym. They're going to think you're into like BDSM.
Well, maybe I
You
am.
should like, every time you grab it, be like, oh!
like that.
Just be like, and then like you grab a weight and you're like,
Like that.
Okay. So on to more gifts. Meg said that her dad loved his battery daddy. He asked me to take a pic of him holding it. But your brother Michael said it was a hit at our white elephant, and I don't think it was.
So it wasn't a hit originally because my dad is the one that opened it.
And he was QVC trying to sell it off to anybody who would take it.
My dad is a lot of things. A handyman is not one of them. Organized is not the other. So when my dad got the battery daddy, he just didn't know what to do with it. Yeah. Luckily, I think the battery daddy ended up as a gift. It ended up with the best person it could possibly end up with at my white elephant with my family, because it ended up with my Uncle Musa, who's like the most handy, most organized person you can find.
I got one for my brother-in-law, and he opened it. He's like, I saw this on TikTok.
I'm telling you, and then JJ, who used to work at Z100, he now does a country show in Atlanta and around the country. He just got a battery daddy as well. Yeah. The battery daddy is a hit. I had a lot of people messaging me over the holidays saying that they either saw one at their family gatherings for Christmas or had it for their white elephant or got it themselves. Yeah.
Yeah.
Battery daddy is a hit.
What did you get? Oh, I go get my white elephant gift?
Go for it. Yeah. There was a really nice message from, I want to say it was Danny B. Yep. Danny B 714. I know this has been said, but I'm so glad you guys are back. Life feels normal again. You know, it does feel normal for us as well. Because there were definitely some mornings where I woke up and I was like, what do I do with myself today? Danny B also said I'm buying a battery daddy for myself this week. Love to see it. Wait, what's a cart daddy? Did we talk about this? I know I've seen Scrub Daddy. That's like the sponge with the smiley face, right? That's like the first one. What is a cart daddy? Oh, your white elephant gift was Erica.
Look at this New Year cat.
New Year, same old cat. Is it going to be New Year, new cat soon? What colors do we still need to collect? Because I want a gray cat.
I think gray's next. We don't have a regular, like, tabby.
What's a regular tabby?
Like the brown one.
I guess, yeah. I don't really see brown cats very often.
No, the brown, like the standard cat.
What is a standard cat?
The brown, like the brown and dark brown stripes. Like light brown cat with stripes.
I'm Googling standard cat.
Just Google tabby, not orange tabby.
Okay, tabby cat. Like that?
For fuck's sake. That kind. We don't have that
Oh,
here.
yeah, we don't have that one. That one's fine.
Yeah, we can easily get that one if we need it. What we do need
a tuxedo cat?
Is more money to feed these little
that's
shits.
true. So let's talk about your white elephant gift, Carla Marie, real quick.
So we do have to just talk about your family white elephant rules, how they're different.
Okay.
So I was the reason I had to instruct the rules because we do this with my family every year. So I was like, before I started, I said to you and your brothers, I think, do you guys have any rules that I don't know about for white elephant that may be different other than the basic? And they're like, no. So I give the rules, and then everyone starts yelling out other rules. And I was like, okay. But the other rules were gifts can only be stolen twice. Mm-hmm. So once a gift is stolen twice, no one else can steal it. It stays with that final person. And if you get number one drawn out of a hat at the very end, you can go around and take anybody's gift that hasn't been stolen twice. And I was like, oh, I don't know how I feel about that rule, but okay. So everyone takes their number out of their hat. And then I picked mine, the last one, and it was number one. And I was like, yeah, I'm so glad we added that rule. So I opened.
Well, yeah, because otherwise number one doesn't get to steal anything. They just open a gift without seeing anything else.
But if their gift gets taken from them, in your family, you let that person steal. In mine, you have to go get a new gift.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
But I think I'm going to be changing our rules up next year because it gets a little vicious, more vicious than it already does in my family, and I love it. So I got a literal white elephant. And when it came time for me to go around to pick any other gift, I was like, wait a minute. I Googled. I wanted to make sure what's good luck with an elephant.
Yeah.
And it's when a trunk is up.
Okay. What does a trunk down mean?
I don't know. Not good luck.
Okay.
I was like, I'd be a literal fool to give away something that is good luck. It's supposed to bring wealth right at the top of a new year.
Yeah.
So
Where was it made?
Peru.
Peru.
But your
It's a
aunt,
Peruvian elephant.
your aunt who got it, I think she said a friend from, I want to say China got it.
Wait, so my aunt just re-gifted this?
No, I forget what she told me.
Which aunt was it?
Rita.
So she brought that.
Yeah.
But she said that someone or her friend visited China and brought that back for her, I guess.
I don't know.
I mean, you can sell products made in Peru anywhere, so that makes sense.
I'm taking this sticker off. My elephant doesn't
So
want this.
what? Here's my question. And this is, you could say this with a lot of like the knickknacks that are sold or souvenirs. What made someone build this, create this? You know, like who was like, I'm gonna create a clay or whatever elephant with a tree growing out of its back with weird semi-precious stones. Not even, I don't know. What are those stones?
I don't know.
These are like mood stones. Do you have to charge them?
Oh, we do have a full moon coming on Friday. It's a wolf moon.
What's coming out of the top, says Martha. Are you going to sit there and pick that?
Handle my elephant like that. Doesn't.
So what is coming out of the top?
I don't know. Stones. Good luck stones. Each one is going to represent 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 24. 2 a month for the year.
24 days in a cycle? No?
Of what?
I don't know. How long is a period cycle? No, that's too many days.
It's 28.
I was just trying to make up something. Looks like a money tree. Well, it should have came
Sure
with some
is.
money.
Each one's $1 million.
And when do we cash that in?
No, I get it this year.
Yeah, that would be 24 days for a period cycle would be way too long.
5 to 7, but the entire menstrual cycle is 28.
That was close, I guess. Maybe that's what I was going for. Not the period itself, the whole menstrual cycle. Either way, I don't have one, so I don't have to worry about it.
That is a typical.
Moving on. So holiday recap, best Christmas gifts, and now
What did everybody else get?
tips. Oh yeah, if you have any really cool gifts, let us know in the chat.
Did anyone get like a crazy cool surprise? Did anyone's family be like, "Oh, we're pregnant"?
Or you can call us. The number is 201 305 0894. 201 305 0894. Tips for tackling your fitness resolution. Now, first off, I want to ask everyone in the chat if you have any sort of fitness, weight loss, health resolutions that you have set for yourself. Carla Marie?
Me. I would like to. I'm not sure what's an attainable goal, but I am going to do a lot of pull-ups this year. I can only do like 2.
Okay. That's a perfect example. Because my first tip, especially if you're tackling and you could use these tips for almost any resolution, but my first tip is you have to set a definitive goal.
Well, I don't know what makes sense. If I say 1,000, I'm gonna die.
Well, how many can you do now?
2.
How many would you like to do?
100.
Okay.
I don't know about that.
100 in one shot?
Yes, that's a lot.
It's a lot. It's not
what do you
impossible.
have to do to get in the National Guard? How many pull-ups?
Oh, I don't know.
All right. That's what I'm going to find out. For Marines. Let's see what the Marines say.
Oh, Jess from Minnesota said, my husband came home from his overseas assignment for a few days. Most expensive ticket I ever bought, but so worth it.
That's cool.
That is really, really cool. Bree from AZ, subscribed with Prime. Thank you very much.
So men need to complete between 18 and 23 pull-ups for the Marines. Women need between 4 and 12. I can do 4 and join the Marines. That's all I got to do.
Guess so.
And some other things. But, all right. So men need to do between 18 and 23. I'm going to make my goal 20.
20. You want to do 20 pull-ups.
By the end of the year.
And how many can you do right now?
1 to 2.
All right. So number 1 is set a definitive goal.
20.
20 is your definitive goal, which is fantastic. The next thing you have to do is start slow. And the reason I say start slow is because normally with a resolution, you are trying to get back into something you haven't done in a while, or you are trying to do something that you've never done.
Yep.
And if you set the bar too high, you are most likely going to fail. That's not a jab at you. That's just the way life is.
Mm-hmm.
If I came out and said my resolution is to make $18 billion this year,
You're gonna fail.
I'm likely going to fail.
Unless my elephant kicks in.
Even then, that's 24 million you mentioned.
Maybe they were billion.
So you're going to start slow, but you're going to start consistent.
Yep.
So your new goal
Okay.
for the first month is to do 2 every single day.
Well, I'm sucking already.
Well, you better start.
Well, you better hang up my bar.
So you want to do 2 every single day.
Yeah.
And the reason you want to do that is to prove to yourself that you can make time every day for your goal. So if you have a bigger gym routine or a bigger fitness goal than just doing a pull-up, which is still a very good goal. Let's say you want to make sure you're going to the gym 5 days a week. Start by getting to the gym and just doing anything for 20 minutes.
Yeah. You can do more.
You can do more, but make sure you're doing 20 minutes because you're going to find that getting into that routine is going to be the most difficult obstacle to overcome, but also once you do it, everything else gets easier.
And something that I've learned because I've done things from at-home workouts to having to literally book your workout in an app.
Mm-hmm.
Booking it, I'm more likely to go for 2 reasons. One, because if I cancel, I get charged.
Yeah.
Depending on the place or whatever. And 2, because it's then on my physical calendar and I have to plan ahead. Otherwise, you don't get into a class, whatever it may be, whatever. Even if you're going to do an at-home workout, put it on your calendar. Block out that time. If a friend texts you to go to dinner or whatever, I'm sorry, I can't during that time, but I can do it at this time. Because if you don't treat it like it's something serious, then it's never gonna happen.
That's very true. There's some other. I want to make sure.
And
we're not
that could be
missing
said
any.
about anything. Even in, like, one of the things I want to do is read more. My plan is to read before bed instead of being on my phone. But if you want to read more, set time in your calendar to read.
I'm trying to see what other. Oh, here we go. Jolly Russian Buddhist said 185 with 12% body fat. That's actually my goal. Do my brother and I have the same goal? Because I'm currently like 195.
Also, your brother Michael, who's in here, hates when people say my goal.
Yeah, because it sounds like Michael. All right. So, first things first, set a definitive goal. Saying something, and I know a lot of people do this, I want to work out more.
Yeah.
You need to define what that means so that you can actually tackle it. And that way you can hold yourself accountable. Then, after you set your definitive goal, you figure out your plan, but your most important thing is to stay consistent for the first month, because this first month is the hardest month to stick with, because you're doing something new. If you're going to the gym, there's a good chance it's packed. If you're going to fitness classes,
It's
good
cold
chance it's hard to book it.
It's cold, raining, snowing, whatever the hell is happening in the with the weather system right now, wherever you are. So there's a ton of reasons to make an excuse, and that's for anything, not just fitness. Obviously, fitness is like the number one thing that people do.
I feel like fitness and finance are the two biggest pools of resolutions.
My Fred the mailman, my goal is still to deadlift 2 times my body weight.
It's a good goal.
Can I do that?
I'm
I
sure
wanted
you
to
could.
make that one too. I'll take that.
But when do you have to actually start deadlifting?
I'm gonna go to the gym
How many days a week?
2
You could probably do it.
because
You'd have to deadlift each day
I'm
you
gonna
go.
do Orange Theory at least 3 days a week. That is my cardio, my rowing, and some, like, different weights. And then I'm gonna go to the gym and I'm gonna do the thing where you have to wear the belt.
Well, there's a couple things you have to wear a belt for. Deadlifting is one of them. I actually, one of the gifts I got for Christmas was a weightlifting belt. I had to return it or exchange it for a different version, but I haven't worn a weightlifting belt since like high school. And as I've continued to progress in the gym, I'm adding more and more weight to certain exercises like the deadlift and the squat. And I finally decided, you know what? I'm going to be smart as I get older and more mature. And I'm going to wear a weightlifting belt so that I don't throw out my back doing those things.
I appreciate you doing that, because then I don't have to try to pick you up. Brief from Arizona also started a side hustle this year, or plans to start a side hustle. Keep us in the loop on that. I know a lot of random things about side hustles.
And side hustles are tough, but at the same time, you could still use these rules or guidelines where you say, okay, what is my side hustle? When do I want to start it by? And what do I have to do consistently today in this for the first month of the year to get myself on track for that?
Yeah.
Do you have to sit down for an hour every day and brainstorm? Do you have to come up with a business plan and make sure that you're doing that every day? And what is the date that you want to launch it? Because then you're holding yourself accountable
Very important.
by doing that. So a lot of these tips for your fitness journey can be used for any resolution.
This is awesome. Alicia said she started running during the pandemic, but wasn't tracking her miles until this past year. So in January, she kept a baseline and then kept increasing each month and ran 914 miles.
That's awesome.
But her goal this year is to do 1,023 in 23.
That is really cool. And it's great that you have a specific goal. You know that you started last year with a specific baseline, right? You tested it out, and now you can tackle it. You can do the math to make sure you know what you're tackling every month or every week to get to that yearly goal.
I want to see what I did.
What do you mean what you did?
Well, it would be on the treadmill, though, mine. I can see how many goals I ran.
Oh, okay.
How many goals I ran.
How many miles?
Yeah. Well, that's just one.
Does it not tell you?
Oh, that's this year. Last year.
The only thing that my app keeps track of is how much weight was lifted and how many workouts I've done.
Whoa!
What?
287 miles.
That's pretty awesome. So this is a little over a year because it has 375 workouts completed in this app. I lifted 14.6 million pounds, which sounds like a lot, but like over 375 days, it's
every rep counts.
Yeah.
So if you're lifting 10, this is 10.
Yeah.
20.
And plus, it really counts as lifting them from like here to here. Like there's not a lot. It's not like I'm walking miles with the weight. But 375 workouts completed in a little over a year, probably like a year and 3 months, at 14 million pounds.
That's absurd.
I don't know. Is it?
I mean, I got nothing to compare it to, but
let's see. What my wife and her family started doing is writing goals and putting it in an envelope, and they open it at a predetermined time, 3 years, 5 years, and they see what they've accomplished. I love that idea.
yeah.
And that was something that I thought about doing here, where if you want, you could email us, hello@carlamorainanthony.com, and just in the subject line, write
Your name.
resolution. No, because we have their name
Email.
in the email. In the subject line, you'd have to very specifically write resolution and then the day that you want us to read it. In the body of the email, you give us your contact info, and we can actually check in with you. And we'll find out what your resolution was the day you tell us to open it. We'll just put them all in a folder until then.
You can do it.
And we can help you maybe keep track.
Yeah.
Because one of the problems, this is the other thing I was going to get to, and the last thing for resolutions, and it sounds dumb because we're talking about resolutions publicly here, but oftentimes, and there's been research to back this up, the more you talk about your goal or your resolution or whatever, the less likely you're actually to do it.
But isn't there research also saying the opposite about being held accountable?
Yes.
I go back and forth on this. Like, put it out there so that you're held accountable, but also move in silence.
So there's a fine line, essentially. You want to tell someone or write it down somewhere so that you are accountable. But then the other problem that happens is when you talk about a goal, it's normally something that you care about. And your brain releases endorphins as if you have completed that goal already.
Yep.
And it makes you less likely to do it. It's a crazy
Mind F.
trick that your brain plays on you.
Yeah.
Because it knows that thing is so important to you. So just talking about it makes you feel accomplished.
Mhm.
But the more you talk about it, the less likely you're going to do it. It's weird. And like I said, it is a balancing act because you want to be accountable. You want to let someone know, hey, this is my goal. I'm not going to tell you how I'm doing until I get there. Check in with me in 6 months. That's probably the best way to do it.
I also think every person is different, too.
Of course.
How everyone functions. A lot of people's asking if we're going to do a diet bet again. You Look Great challenge.
We could. I would start it on Monday probably just so that we can get enough people involved.
Yeah, the Orange Theory Transformation Challenge starts mid-January.
And what is that?
So that's when if you sign up to do that specific challenge, you have to do 3 workouts a week for 8 weeks at Orange Theory. There's 2 of the weeks where you don't have to do 3. So like you have 2 like grace weeks.
Do you have to do any or none?
It's not none. It's just if you don't hit 3, you're fine from what I
Okay.
understand. But the cool part is they use the in-body scanner before and after the challenge. So the in-body scanner is not just a scale. You stand there and it measures everything. It measures your body fat, your muscle mass, all this stuff. So it's not just stepping on a scale. Let's see how much weight you've lost in 2 months, because most times you're going to gain if you're gaining muscle.
Of course.
So this is all about that. So it's about gaining muscle or just getting healthier in general. So that starts mid-month. So I'm doing that. So I'm fine with doing Diet Better around the same time. So I can,
so we're all
'cause
gonna.
I can also win money.
I mean, it would actually be fun to schedule it around your challenge with
Yeah.
Orange Theory. And not everyone has to do an Orange Theory class or anything like that, but if they wanted, they could probably do it along with you.
I'm putting it in here. If you're at a studio that's not here, let me know, because I've been like messaging a lot of people on Instagram who also do Orange Theory in different places, and they're like, "Oh, did you do the workout today?" I'm like, "It's so cool because it's the same workout."
Is there an Orange Theory Discord in our Discord?
Oh, I could do that.
That'd be kind of fun.
I'll make that one. You get a free class. Also, whether
Oh, you have a link? I missed that.
It's fine. I'm doing it right now.
Okay.
In February, this hasn't officially been announced yet, but we can do unofficial here. In February, I'm hosting an Orange Theory class, I believe at their Bellevue location.
Oh, cool.
Which is the biggest location they have in the country.
Wow.
And anyone can come to the class for free, whether you're a current member or not. Are you coming?
I'll come. Yeah.
Okay.
It'll be my first Orange. I'll make that my first Orange Theory fitness class.
Okay. And it's going to be a good time. It'll be fun. Don't be scared. This will be because it's going to be other people that you know, right? Like, if you want to try it, this is the time to try it. So I'm very excited.
There was a message from, here it is. John KC said, I have the home version of the in-body scale. It's worth the cost.
Those things are so expensive.
At my parents' house, we had a scale that you had like handles, like it would pop up. You'd have handles, and it would track your body fat percentage and your weight, and I think like some hydration level, something like that.
Yeah, it's like a couple $100 for that scale.
BC Qstown 3, thank you very much for the redeem.
What the hell just happened? Did you see that?
Yeah. You put the phone down and somehow
the shaker bottle popped open and
yeah.
stuff flew everywhere.
Thank you very much for the hydrate reminder. And the last thing.
Oh, wait.
This is the very last thing I'm going to say about resolutions, especially when it comes to fitness. Track it. Track it. There is a lot of research that shows that just by tracking what you're doing already,
little wins,
you are going to have better habits. Tracking your food. If controlling your food consumption or changing your food consumption is your thing, just by tracking it, you start to realize, you know what? I don't need this snack, because trying to figure out what this snack is going to compute to in this little app isn't worth my time.
Yeah.
Tracking your hydration. I think it's only an Android app, but I use one that's simply called Water Drink. Water Drink Reminder.
I used one called Water Reminder, and it was like $5.
Yeah.
So not necessary. I'm sure there's free ones.
a billion free ones. And yeah, you're going to have ads, but that's fine. And I have found if I am not tracking my water specifically, I'll completely forget. So track whatever that thing you're trying to tackle is. I think tracking your water is always good, because drinking more water is going to change everything about your day. You're going to feel more energetic. You're not going to cramp up. You're not going to get tired as much.
It makes such a difference. It's like baseline of figuring out, like, do I need more water or am I sick?
And who was it? Alicia in the 215 who said she did the running resolution. Great example of tracking what you did for a month so that you know what you can do, and then you can progress from there. Yeah. So that is the last one. Track whatever measurable, quantitative thing you can in regards to your resolution.
Absolutely. Sorry, my watch just I thought it was telling me to stand up.
What's your watch telling us to do?
It just alerts that I need to turn off that are stupid. Angela said, I'm so happy you're back, but I need positive thoughts. My mother-in-law goes through surgery this afternoon to remove cancer. We caught it early, thankfully, and we unfortunately had to put down our fur baby yesterday. His name was Goody, and he would have been 17 on January 26th. I think we were talking about Goody when we did the cover lovers with them.
Oh, yeah, I think we were. Were we?
I'm pretty sure.
Maybe. Oh, did we? I think we got to meet Goody, right?
Well,
first
sending
off,
all the good vibes.
yeah, obviously, like condolences because putting down your fur baby, regardless of what kind of fur it has or what kind of baby it is tough. Like, I think about Max every now and then, and I'm like, that's going to be one of the harder days. Also, very happy that you caught your mother-in-law's cancer early. Good luck with the surgery. Speaking of cancer, so this is a weird segue because the person I'm going to talk about did pass away, but this is a totally different scenario because it was not caught early and they lived for a very long time after it was caught. But over the holidays, we had to lay my aunt to rest. And it was the first passing in my life that was anticipated, if that makes any sense. It sounds kind of cruel saying that, but my aunt found out 3 years prior almost that she had stage 4 lung cancer. And at that time, the doctors had given her 6 months, and she didn't tell anyone for a while. She was partly in shock. She was partly depressed. There was a lot. But thankfully she did. And because of that, so many of my family members got a chance to made sure they were making time to see her, made sure they were asking her about her life, made sure that they were reaching out to her, checking in on her, all of those things. And as sad as it is to lose someone, this is the first time in my life where I understood when people said, at least they're not suffering anymore.
Yeah.
Because towards the end, it was not a way that anyone would want to live. And it was like a freeing experience because I know that it was my aunt, so obviously it's my mom's sister.
Yeah.
And I know that all of her siblings, because there's a lot of them, had this weight on their shoulders for so long, for the last 2 years at least, because they were all trying to check in on their sister, take care of her, all of that stuff. And in a weird way, I was relieved for 3 or 4 people specifically. My mom, 2 of my aunts, and my dad, because those were the 4 people that really did a lot of the heavy lifting when it came to taking care of her and checking in on her. But there was a beautiful part of it too, where at the funeral, my aunt was in the Army, and I didn't know they did this. At the funeral, the Army actually shows up. They send like 2 or 3 representatives, and what's the song they play called? Taps. They play taps on the trumpet, and they fold up the American flag, which is draped over her casket. They hand it to a family member, and it really is. It's like a heartbreaking but beautiful ceremony at the same time.
I've never seen that in real life.
It's
wild.
I didn't really know what to expect. Also, there was side story. I was asked to film it. It was the first time I a family member came to me and said, "Hey, just make sure you film this," because we had a couple family members since it happened around the holidays, they couldn't make it. And they wanted to send that specific video of taps being played at the funeral to some family members. And standing there with my stupid phone out at a funeral, I felt so uncomfortable, but I also knew that I was doing it for like a good reason.
Thing.
But it was real weird.
Yeah.
real weird.
It was something.
Thank you, Angela in Spokane. Thank you to everyone for the kind words. And I know we got away from the original reason we started talking about cancer, and that's because cancer was found early in a different Angela's family, and there's a surgery today to remove it. And we are sending you all the positive vibes, and so thankful that you did catch it early, because that is a huge, huge factor.
That's why you need to go to the doctors. If it's no one's resolution, it should be now. Take care of your health this year, not just working out, being on top of all of that stuff, all of your appointments. Knowledge is the best thing you can do when it comes to your own body and health.
You know, and I'm glad we got into this part of the conversation. I wasn't sure if we were going to, but the other thing I wanted to say, and I'm glad you just said that, Carla Marie. One of the things I wanted to remind everyone after I went through the loss over the holidays, it was right before Christmas. Make time to ask the older family members in your family about their life. One of the best things I got to do was last summer, while my aunt was still like very with it. And hold on 1 second. Wendy, give me 1 second, okay? Oh, I think we're delayed with Wendy.
Is it mute her or us?
Okay. So give me 1 second, Wendy.
Sure.
One of the things that I really was thankful for was I went down to my aunt's house with my mom for about like 2 hours last summer and just asked her so many questions and learned so much that I'd never known about my aunt. And because so many of our family members did that, my cousin Christina went down there and did it. We learned so much about her experience that we didn't know because we were kids.
Right.
Like we learned about her experience in the Army and how she became part of like the military intelligence.
It's crazy.
And it's a really cool story. She walked in to a party that the officers were having where the enlisted men and women were supposed to have their common area. And she decided, you know what? I'm not leaving this party. This is our area. One of the officers found out that she spoke Arabic and had been looking for someone in their intelligence division to speak Arabic and be a translator. And that's how she got in there. Wendy, good morning.
Hey.
How are you today?
I am good. Speaking of preventative medicine and everything, in 2018, I got pneumonia, had to see a pulmonologist. And every year after that, I did a CAT scan.
Okay.
In 2021, I had lung surgery to remove 2 lobes of my middle and upper right lobe that contained cancerous tumors.
Oh my God.
They were both stage 1. I didn't have anything else done, no chemo, no radiation. But if I had not done my annual CAT scan, it would not have been found.
Isn't that crazy?
And I remember
really are no signs.
I remember, Wendy, when you messaged us when you were going into surgery, because I believe you may have been wearing a You Look Great shirt, possibly.
Pink one?
Yeah, I was wearing my pink You Look Great
There you
hoodie,
go.
which I'm actually wearing right now.
Oh, that's awesome.
I love
well,
it.
it is, and it's so great to know that because you're a living, breathing example of why you do get checked. Even if you don't have any symptoms or anything like that, just get checked yearly, and you can catch those things as early as possible, hopefully. And, you know, you don't have to go through chemo. You don't have to go through all those other things. And even if you do, you catch it early enough to handle it.
It can make a world of difference, and it can make a world of difference what treatment is. So your doctor is not out to spend your money. Your doctor is trying to keep you alive.
Yeah, it's true.
So please don't think it's all money and testing just for S and G's. It made a world of difference, and I can say it is. So I'm the huge proponent in it can work. And 2022 is the year I get myself back in shape, figure out what I can and can't do, and that's what I'm going to try now.
That's awesome.
All right, well, we're here with you on this battle too. We're all in this one together.
Thanks, guys. I really appreciate it.
We
You look
love
great.
it. You look great.
That's awesome.
Why is that so? Things are so loud.
Yeah, it is. I need to figure that out. I don't know if I can change that.
So there were a few messages and things. So you mentioned the talk to your family members. I think it was right before Thanksgiving. If you scroll back, Reese Witherspoon actually posted something to her feed about questions to ask your older family members. And I was like, oh, this is such a cool idea. So go back to her page. You should be able to find it. But a lot of people are mentioning Storyworth. If I get one more ad for this thing.
Storyworth?
Yes. My feed on Instagram and TikTok are full of Storyworth.
Okay.
And it's, I think it's like one question a week or a month, whatever it is. And it like emails or texts your family member that you're doing this about. And it's like, send a photo and answer this question. And then at the end of the year, it prints a book.
Oh, cool.
And a lot of people are mentioning that they did that for their family and they're like so excited to get the book. So I've been wanting to do this for my parents. I gave them one a few years ago that they had to handwrite in, and my mom did it and my dad started to, but he did it in a separate piece of paper because he wanted to make it neat when he did the book. And I was like,
you know what?
It's 6 years at this point.
How far along did he get? How many pages?
The second question.
Oh, really?
I'm going to kill
So
this
not
guy.
very far.
So I think Storyworth might be a little better. Especially because sometimes he tells stories. I'm like, you're telling that story a little bit different this time. What's the real one at this point? But your brother Michael said something that I actually asked you at your aunt's funeral, and you were like, that's not what they said. And I said to you, when they handed the flag over, did they say on behalf of the President of the United States? And you were like, no.
I didn't. Well, I didn't hear it properly. So.
Oh yeah,
Is it on behalf of the president?
Yes, and I was like, I think they just said that. And then Michael and Jill said the same thing. They said it at I missed too, but someone in her family. They say on behalf of the President of the United States. Which is just such a wild thing to hear.
That is pretty crazy.
Like, I don't care who the president is. That's cool.
So the other thing I had to do during the funeral, because it was raining, so I was filming first. I was filming taps as it was being played by the trumpet. But then we had, like, for some reason, there were like 3 priests. Maybe they were just all off before the holidays and they all decided to show
someone was
up.
an intern.
It was starting to rain and my uncle brought out 2 umbrellas. And originally he was going to hold them. And I was like, no, this is...
They were reading out of the Bible.
Yeah.
It was getting wet.
So he was going to hold the umbrellas over them. And I took one and someone else took the other umbrella because it wouldn't have been right for my uncle who's burying his sister to be standing there and not, taking in the whole moment. So after I was a videographer, I was also a tent. So I didn't really get to hear a lot.
You went back to your old altar boy days.
I did. I went back. I was a videographer. I was a promo person. I did everything.
A lot of people asking about my slime experience. We're going to talk about that on Thursday.
All right. Well, you know what? I think even though we had some technical difficulties early.
What was that?
Some things never change.
No.
We will be back on Thursday. Obviously, if you have not done so yet, make sure you listen to the Morning Show podcast. It's available wherever you listen to podcasts. And Angela, for your mother-in-law, we are sending all the positive vibes, charged up moonstones, prayers, chakras. I don't know.
White elephants.
How many positive things can you send?
All of them.
All of them.
All the positive things.
All the positive Pikachus. We are sending them all your way. Thank you for making us part of your morning. You look great.
You look great. Happy New Year.